Welcome to North of the Broad. I'm your host, Karen Wyman, coming to you from Higher Ground in Beaufort. I'm joined this afternoon by Jonathan Haupt from the Pat Conroy Literary Center. Hi, Jonathan.
Hi, Karen.
Nice to see you again.
It's great to be back. Thank you.
Before we started, I mentioned to you how amazed I am that you and my friend Maura Conley, who is also at the Literary Center, how busy you guys are and the number of phenomenal events that you are able to pull together, generally in a pretty quick turnaround time, all of it focused around Pat and his legacy.
Oh, well, thank you. We did about 70 public events last year, not just in South Carolina. We were in 5 states in our first year, but the momentum that the center has is just incredible, and we're honored to do our part.
Congratulations. I mean, that's just amazing. I had no idea that it was actually that many events, but I see you all over the place. I love your pins. I see Maura walking around with hers too, so it's always a great reminder of Pat and Beaufort and what this town meant to him.
Oh, absolutely.
So today we're going to talk about a big event you guys have coming up, the South Carolina Academy of Authors.
That's right.
If you could share with the viewers out there a little bit about the event and some of its history.
Sure. Well, the Academy is our state's literary hall of fame, and about 77 writers have been inducted into the state's Hall of Fame so far, including Pat Conroy, of course, who was inducted in 1988. And each year the award ceremony is held in a different spot in South Carolina. And now, for the first time ever, Beaufort gets to host it this year. And
amazing.
It's a great honor for us as the Conroy Center to be able to do this, but it's also really appropriate because one of this year's winners is a Beaufort native, Valerie Sayers, who is actually a Beaufort High School student of Pat Conroy's.
Wonderful. So she's the one who's being inducted this year?
Yes, along with 3 other folks. Mary Alice Monroe, a novelist from Charleston, Natalie Dupree, an award-winning cookbook author also from Charleston, and John Blake White, who was one of the state's first playwrights.
And it's my understanding that this event is free?
Yes, most of the public programming is free. There is a ticketed awards dinner Saturday night.
Sure, we want to make sure that we give everybody information about that. So if people are interested in attending the event, which of course we want them to do, where's the event being held? And just give us a brief timeline of what people can expect.
Sure, well it's April 27th through the 29th, and that Friday night we're going to be at the Technical College of the Low Country at 6 o'clock, and we're screening a film, Due East, which was made based on 2 of Valerie Sayers' movies. She's never actually seen this film before herself, so she's going to see it for the first time with us in Beaufort.
That's pretty cool.
It is. We're excited about that. And then Saturday the 28th, we're back at TCL in the auditorium in Building 12 from 2 o'clock to 4:30, doing conversations with Mary Alice Monroe and Natalie Dupree. And all 3 of those events, the Friday and those Saturday afternoon events, are free
to
and
the
open.
public.
Yep.
And do people need to get a ticket per se, even though it's a free event, to attend those events?
Not for those events,
okay.
No. Thankfully, that auditorium is wonderfully large, so we're pretty confident we're going to be able to use it to capacity.
Awesome. So there is a ticketed event, though, Saturday evening?
Yes, Saturday evening is the award ceremony and the dinner, and that's at the Holiday Inn and Conference Center on Boundary Street. And this year's new inductees, Valerie, Natalie, Mary Alice, are all going to be introduced and inducted by previous inductees or people representing past inductees. So we've got a big number of very well-known writers coming to Beaufort for this event.
Sounds like a great weekend. People interested in purchasing tickets for the awards event, how can they do that, Jonathan?
They can do that through the Academy's website, which is scacademyofauthors.org. Tickets are $55 for an individual or $90 for a couple.
Excellent. It sounds like you guys have a lot going on. If there's something else coming up at the Pat Conroy Literary Center, can you share that with us?
Sure, absolutely. And the best way to keep up with everything that we're doing is through our Facebook feed or our website. But this Friday, as we're filming this, we're going to be unveiling a little lending library that Beaufort County high school students have built for us in partnership with the Friends of the Library, and that's going to be right out front of the Conroy Center. It's first of 3 that we've created.
That's wonderful. Well, our time has come to an end as usual, Jonathan. We never have enough time to talk about all the wonderful things that you guys have going on at the Pat Conroy Literary Center. We thank you so much for being a guest on North of the Broad, and I know that I'll get to see you again.
Thank you, Karen. I appreciate it.
We'll be right back with our next guest on North of the Broad.